It is Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by Mountain Dew. Looking for a refreshing citrusy kick this summer? Go grab yourself a Mountain Dew. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan, and intern Sawyer along for the ride as well. Okay, it's getting interesting. Some of these divisions getting a little tighter. We've got a few of them to talk about today, and others, a little more separation. But I want to start off with this cool little tip of the cap. We got Players Weekend coming up, which is my favorite weekend of the year. You got guys using cool cleats and cool bats and all sorts of stuff. Well, Ketel Marte just saw his bat that he's going to be using. We've talked about this. You know, he lost his mom in a car accident about 8 years ago. There was that horrible, ugly incident, I believe it was in Chicago earlier this year. Well, he got the bat, and it is something special. There's a picture of he and his mama on it. I mean, if that just doesn't make you tear up, I don't know what does, Trev.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him go through the emotions on the field, and then to be able to pay homage like this is pretty cool. And like, I'm just gonna say it, that's a guaranteed homer, right?
Yeah,
I feel like it is.
Yeah,
and that if that happens, I mean, I might start crying.
Yeah, it is. I love the weekend because it allows players to kind of open up and identify a lot of people who helped them get to this level. And the stories that you get out of it, I think, are tremendous. And you get to see them a little bit more as human beings, which sometimes we as fans forget that they are. So awesome. I'm looking forward to that. As you said, probably guaranteed homer. All right. We're going to start off in the uber tight National League West. Padres had won their opener of a road trip in San Francisco. Meanwhile, Shohei did hit another homer, third straight game on the day that apparently there was a lawsuit. I'm going to stay away from that for now.
Yeah, we probably have to get into that. I mean, let me throw some texts out there and then we'll get into it.
Yeah, exactly. I think we need to find out a little bit more than just the initial reports, because we're going to focus on the baseball side of things. Dodgers, they lost the opener of the Freeway Series thanks to one shining star.
A Switzerland about it. Here's a drive to left center. Back for it is Paez out near the wall. It's gone to the California Spectacular. Zach Neto rips his second homer tonight.
What a magnificent game for Magneto.
Yeah, before we get into the Dodgers and Padres, you know, everybody says, oh, this guy's the most underrated player in baseball, and for the longest time is Jose Ramirez. I think that guy is pretty close to being the most underrated player in baseball. We never talk about Zach Neto.
Yeah, it's his team. You know, they've just kind of put themselves out there into, you know, the realm where they're never rebuilding, never really competing. So just they're never doing stuff for us to talk about. I wish it was different. But I do love watching Zach Neto play. I like the way he swings the bat. I like the way he plays defense as well. So I agree. I have my pick as Will Smith as being the most underrated player. But Zach Neto's a good one because he is. When you watch him play, I think you're like, oh shit, like who is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the mark of, I think, someone that needs to be talked about a little bit more.
He's about to have his second straight 2020 season, which ain't bad. It's pretty good stuff. By the way, he's going to be the next guest on Dugout Discussions. That'll be coming out next week. This week, Julio Rodriguez, a lot of fun, yes, sir. Go ahead, caller.
Didn't know he put this season up last year as far as B-War.
Yeah.
5-1.
Yeah, really good. He is a really good
to the
player.
Fives. That's a different category.
I hear you. No question. All right, let's get back to the NL West. Dodgers lead the Padres by just a single game. Do you think that with 7 weeks to go, the Padres are the more complete team of the two?
I don't, but I think it's really, really close. I think it's really, really close. And for a team like the Dodgers, who we talked about before the year, I mean, I didn't say this, but a lot of people were saying this. They ruined baseball. And this is, I did say, I think this has the chance to be one of the best rosters ever assembled. And I stand by that. I mean, if you really look at who they have on paper, it's incredible. You know, the amount of MVPs and just the international signings, that it was off the charts. But, you know, the baseball season is the baseball season. There's been a ton of injuries. There's been some underperformances. But right now, I think we just chop it up into offense, starting pitching, bullpen. I think I still go the Dodgers offense. Look, I think the Padres did a lot to to shore up some of the holes they had offensively at the trade deadline. They basically like did everything they needed to do. So they made themselves better. But I would still go Dodgers offense. I would go Padres bullpen because the Dodgers bullpen has been crap, even though they got some names back there. And then so it comes down to the starting pitching for me. And I think I'm just going to give the nod to the Dodgers. I think you kind of have to, especially if they get Sasaki back and we're looking at like a 6 or 7 man. What are they going to do with the rotation? There's enough guys there that I would go over the Dodgers, even though the Padres are kind of like rounding into form now. Darvish is back. They have a complete 5-man rotation. It's not far off, Chris, but I think I'm going to give the rotation of the Dodgers just a little bit edge. So for that, it kind of pushes me over to the Dodgers.
Although the Padres did get Michael King back. Now, he just went 2 innings in his first turn back in several months. But I said this earlier, that if they can get Michael King back to what he was when he went into the playoffs a year ago, look out. Like that's a big-time difference maker. And Darvish has had some clunkers since he came back, and then he pitched like last night, where he just is a jewel out there. He's incredible. I am so excited. They play in LA this weekend and then next weekend in San Diego. And it's going to be October and August for us as baseball fans. And you bet, I don't care what time the games are, go find them, go watch them, because it's in my opinion right now, the best atmosphere in baseball, because you could go there on a Tuesday night at Petco Park and the place will be rocking. Now, wait until next weekend when the Dodgers come into town. And for people that really don't know about this, San Diego does not like Los Angeles. They don't like it as a city. They don't like the baseball team. They don't like anything about it. The people in LA, I would say, are a little more indifferent about San Diego because they treat them like their kid brother because they've never won anything. They haven't been to the World Series in decades, the whole bit. And, it's just big old flaunty LA and all. There's just a real difference between the cities, and that just adds to whatever we're going to see here down the stretch.
What's crazy is you didn't answer the question, by the way.
No, I did not yet.
What'd you say?
I did not yet. I'm waiting.
Oh, you're waiting. I would say this about LA because I want to defend it a little bit. I love San Diego. If I was a Dodgers fan, I still would enjoy San Diego because it's a beautiful city. I'll say this about LA. People see it as this, what you just said, Hollywood, big time city. Dude, that is not what LA is. I mean, it can be that, but it could also be, incredible communities and so diverse. I don't like that LA gets billed as this flashy, fake bullshit. It's not that. It really isn't. And you know that, Chris.
No, there's parts of it that are, but it's not what it is.
Those parts aren't even people that are from LA.
I think for the most
people
part.
that are out here like acting like all like, like they're better than everyone in the world. Those people aren't from LA. They're not.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. So now I'm having a real hard time with this. I do think that there is a significant difference in the lineups. The Padres just hit their 100th homer last night with Freddie Freeman. Yeah. Only the Pirates have fewer. That's a big deal to me. That is a big deal. We've talked about it, that you have to have guys that can change the game with one swing of the bat. Now, the Padres do, right?
They do. They just haven't done it yet.
I know. Well, they do, but they just haven't done it yet.
I know. They had. I honestly, like 1 through 9, like it's a pretty dang good lineup.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. It just doesn't have pop. And I can't explain why. They've had guys who have had pop Tatis isn't hitting homers. I
know. He needs to hit him, Manny, O'Hearn, Jackson Merrill, like even Bogey, like those guys, they have to hit homers.
They do.
And maybe, Chris, we're going to regress to the mean and all of a sudden it's going to be Laser Joe, Slam Diego, right? Where's that been?
It hasn't been. Don's had it in his back pocket all year. He's barely been able to crank it out. Slam Diego, but it hasn't happened. The Padres have an enormous edge in that bullpen.
Yeah.
It was big at the trade deadline. It's now Grand Canyon size. The Dodgers, Dave Roberts, we talked about it either yesterday or recently on this show, that every time he walks out to the mound, he doesn't feel great about it. He might say he does, he just doesn't. Even Blake Trinan, a guy that has been so trustworthy, gave up, a couple of bombs over the weekend. That's a big difference. I still think the Dodgers win the division.
Okay.
But man, oh man, it's going to come down. Do you know the last time Padres won the division? Give a guess.
98?
No, it hasn't been that long.
Oh,
19 years. 19 years. They almost won it in 2010. It came down to the last weekend against the Giants, and the Giants ended up winning it and then ended up winning the World Series. So it was.
Who was on that team? So you're talking, you said 2006?
Yeah.
Who is on that team?
I
know you know off the top of your head.
No, I don't. I'm too tired. I am too tired.
Comment down below.
Oh, Jake Peavy was on that team.
Oh, I like that. Young Peeve. Okay.
Yeah, I think he might have won the Cy Young that year, huh?
Was Kevin Kuzminoff on that team?
I don't think so yet. But maybe.
Now,
maybe he was.
As you go forward with this discussion, I'm going to go look it up.
Okay. One other thing. For people that listened to the Padres and Giants last night on either on their TV or on radio, you heard this young lady take center stage.
Our fan is back.
She loves the Padres.
You got that right, Mud. So it was, I mean, for anybody that was also on Twitter during the game, it was incredible because it was the one thing that Padres and Giants fans were unifying over was the fact that, okay, we get it. You're a big fan. Shut the hell up. Well, apparently, Giants usher found her.
Hello, are you all right? You're kind of over anxious here. You're getting complaints. Well, you don't have to be too quiet. Still keep standing up yelling like crazy. It's good to yell for you root for your team. I'm not trying to stop you from that. All right? You haven't been swearing, so you're all good as far as I'm concerned. But
Okay, should he have talked to her or not?
I think he handled like a champ right there. Like that's about as good as you can do. And look, I understand why people would complain. I mean, it's crazy. That's like, you wouldn't want to be sitting next to her, but yeah, you can't say you can't cheer loudly at a game.
So what? I mean,
I think what he said was perfect.
I agree. I
He
think
said we got complaints, just letting her know we got complaints, but you not cursing and I can't tell you not to root for your team. He did a great job.
I thought he was wonderful in how he handled it. I'm still back and forth because you
wouldn't want to sit next to her.
I would not. It feels a little bit when you sit next to a screaming baby on a plane. Like, hey, it's just
because those are first class seats right there.
Those are first class seats.
You're paying a pretty penny, and you're like all of a sudden having to have your earmuffs the whole game. Yeah, you don't want that. But
this is a tough one, though. You're kind of straddling the fence on it.
I think all I would say, like, say I was a Giants fan and I was sitting next to her. All I would say is, hey, like, can you please just like maybe tone it down a little bit?
Dial it back.
Just dial it back a little bit. I'll buy you a beer.
Okay, there you go. You know what? We need to hear. How would you handle it? Would you just let her scream her head off the entire game? Because it was coming through the TV. I had to switch the audio off to a different game, and then it was the only game in town, and I was like, "Jeez."
Hey, this 2006 Padres team is like right up my alley, baby. Khalil Green at shortstop. I mean, a bunch of guys that we have just talked to. Dave Roberts was on the team. Mike Cameron was the best player on the team. Mike Piazza was on the team.
No, he wasn't.
Josh Barfield. Mike Piazza had a great year that year.
Josh Barfield is I believe the assistant GM with the White Sox now.
Adrian Gonzalez was on the team. Chris Young, GM of the freaking Rangers, is on the team.
Yeah. That's a
pretty fun team right there, man. Chan-Ho Park. Like, did the Dodgers just give all the players away to? Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Way to dig it up. I love that. Let us know who's winning the NL West as well and by how much. This is going to be fun. We're so lucky with that. All right. Return to Houston for not one, but two third basemen. It was Carlos Correa's first home game since being dealt back by your Minnesota Twins to the team that drafted him, number 1 overall, the Houston Astros. Also marked the first game back for one Alex Bregman, which was really cool. He got the great video tribute. He got the standing ovation. That was very nice. He did the whole tip of the cap thing. It's awesome. Well, now he plays for the Boston Red Sox, and he ended up doing this.
Swinging a high fly ball left field. That ball is deep. Back it goes. And that ball is gone. How about Alex Bregman? First at bat, returning to Houston. And he hits that one into the Crawford boxes.
I love it because he got booed the rest of the night, which is exactly the way it should go. Astros win the game by a run. They did not have Josh Hader. He's got a little bit of a shoulder issue. They're getting some imaging, some testing done. We'll have more about that on Wednesday's show if it becomes a big deal. The big question here is, which third baseman is more important to his team's playoff hopes? Is it Correa? Is it Bregman?
I mean, okay, that's another great question here. I think it's Bregman, just because of the impact he's had in that locker room with a pretty young position group in Boston, guys that need guidance, and Bregman's obviously done it on the field as well. Like he's been incredible. He's helped them out immensely. But if Carlos Correa keeps hitting like this, then it's going to be Carlos Correa. So like I'm kind of on the fence. Like performance-wise, I think it's probably Correa. Like if he is that guy, like Isaac Paredes, I don't know if he's going to be back this year. They keep saying that I think he's on the 60-day right now, and maybe it's going to be in September. So they need to replace that bat. He was pretty good for them. If Correa is all of a sudden a 900 to 950 OPS guy, then it's going to be Correa. But I think my gut feeling still is Alex Bregman, because there are, like I said, it's a pretty young position player group out there. And Bregman has been through everything you can. I mean, both those guys, Correa and Bregman. But I think Bregman bringing that to the clubhouse, like being able to talk about what it's like to go on a postseason chase, a postseason race into all the depths of the postseason. I think it's very, very important for that Red Sox team. And I think the Astros, on the other hand, have like pretty good leaders there. Jose Altuve is already there. I think Christian Walker's a pretty good leader as well. Pena's been through it already. So like they have more of an established group there. So I'll say Bregman, unless Correa just carries this offense, and then it'll clearly be him.
I think the Correa,
it'd be crazy if he carried the offense.
It's not only that. I think it's the swagger that he brings back to Houston too. I don't know if they've been playing with that edge, and certainly if they make it to October, if they're able to keep the Mariners at bay and win the American League West again, I think that's exactly what. Now, both these players have done extremely well in the playoffs. I think Bregman's got 19 homers. Correa's got 18 career homers. But we all remember what time is it? Yeah, I mean, that is, when you think of those Astros teams, you think an awful lot of Carlos Correa and coming up clutch. And I just think that he can take them to an entirely different level, not only with his play over there at third and what he does in the batter's box, but emotionally as well. And this is a good question.
It's a good question. And I wonder, like, if Isaac Paredes does come back at the end of September, then, like, what do you do with this roster?
You let him DH, because Jordan's not coming back anytime soon, is he?
You don't think Jordan's, like, itching to come back? Like, is going to make
sure
it?
He is.
Have we heard anything on that?
No. Last time he tried to do something, and you were like, nah, it's not close. It's amazing that they are where they are without Jordan out. That's not just taking any old dude out of a lineup.
Top 5 bat in baseball.
It's incredible. It really is. They ended up getting Christian Javier back last night, but the news on Hader, we'll see what that means. I mean, that totally changes the complexion of the American League West if they don't have him back there.
It's a good question. You have 2 good questions in a row, Chris. I'm happy for you.
Thanks so much. I'm allowed a couple per month. This is a tough one, though, because the Bregman thing is, like, he is the Pied Piper there. They have so many young guys that have done a great job. I mean, Roman Anthony again last night. It's a homer to get him within 1. Like, that kid is such a stud. We didn't even have a chance. We weren't on the air when he ended up getting that extension.
Yeah, I mean, and even when Bregman was out, they had, there was a big article that came out about him and how, much he meant to the team and what he's doing there. He's essentially a player coach, but the player is a superstar.
Gosh. I thought it was great last night. I thought everything was perfect. I thought the video tribute was fantastic. I loved watching Bregman go deep. Correa got a knock that drove in a run, made a really good play. This is good stuff. We are fortunate right now. We got some really good stuff going on. Today's episode of Baseball Today, it's sponsored by Indeed. Just realized your business needed to hire somebody yesterday? How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. So stop struggling to get your job posts seen on other job sites. Indeed's sponsored jobs helps you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. Baseball Today listeners, you're going to get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/baseball. So just go to Indeed.com/baseball right now. Support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this very podcast. Indeed.com/baseball. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. All right, so we just talked about Correa and Bregman. They, of course, were on that 2019 World Series team that lost to the Washington Nationals. That Astros squad was the last team to have multiple double-digit winning streaks in the same season. That is until something special happened in Milwaukee.
The rest of the way, but here goes Yelich. Right center. It's deep. It is gone! Christian Yelich goes deep. He's got his number 22.
This is freaking incredible. Over the last 65 games, they have won 75% of them. This is a ridiculous run they're on.
It is. I mean, the reason they're able to go on those runs we talk about all the time on the show is they can beat you in a bunch of different ways. And it's the pressure that this team puts on you.
Yeah.
It's just constant. And look, man, they don't make mistakes. So you add all those things up and you're going to have a team like this, which seems right now like they're unbeatable, but obviously we know that's not the case.
Might be the most watchable game on the docket on Tuesday. You're like, wait, they play the Pirates, and then you go, oh, I know who must be pitching. So that'll be very interesting. The lead over the Cubs is now 6.5. All right, I asked you this about the Mets and the NL East, and you said they could definitely come back. Do you feel the same way about the Cubs?
I definitely do. These teams still have to play each other a ton. And the Cubs, they're a very good baseball team, and they have a 5-game set starting next Monday. So, depending on how that goes, ask me again after that. I'll have a more definitive answer.
Hold on. That is the last series of the year. They've split the first 8 so far.
Yes, 4-4 so far, yep.
This is it next week. We don't get to see each other after that.
But it's a huge series for this race in particular. I mean, you can't really give a great answer until we see that series. That's the truth there.
Let's play it out, because I'm sure we'll be talking about it on Monday because of the importance of the series. Let's say the Cubs take 3. That means they only move up one single game in the standings. Now, we don't know what's going to transpire over the weekend or even over the next 5 days before we get there. So I understand that if the Cubs shave 2 games off and then, and it's 4.5 when the series start and they pick up another game, then it's 3.5. It doesn't feel monumental at all, but it just feels like
it feels that way right now. But dude, this is, it's 162. There is still plenty of baseball left. It's not over for the Cubs. Say they do. I mean, look, if they win 3 out of 5, go 3-2, they'll have the tiebreaker as well. So, there's a lot of things that go into that. So I won't be able to give a true answer. Right now, I guess my answer is it's not over at all. Now, if Milwaukee goes out and wins 4 out of 5, I will say, yes, it's definitively over.
There's a guy named Tim Muma. I apologize, Tim, if I mispronounced your name. A writer for Brewers Fanatic. And he said, I hope this stat is right because it's incredible. Since May 25th, the Cubs have the second best record in the National League. They have lost 12.5 games in the standings.
Whoa.
I've never heard of anything like that.
That can't be true.
Is that possible?
12.5 games, and they've had the second best record? That's insane. I guess I'm up on the Milwaukee sheet right now. What's the date?
May 25th.
On May 25th, they were 6.5 games back. Okay.
Yeah.
And now they are up 6.5. So
it would actually
13,
be
13 games.
But I mean, it's hard. What was the Cubs record then?
Well, I can do the math in my head right now.
Oh, my God.
On May 25th, there were 6.5 games out. So the Brewers were 26-28 on that day.
Yeah.
So that would mean that the Cubs were 32-22-ish.
And what are they now?
I mean, you're asking a lot right now. Hold
Oh,
on.
my God. Come on.
They were 32-22, and they are 67-50.
Yeah. So since then, they're 35-28, which is decent. Is that really the second best record in the National League in that time? Might be.
There's been a lot of teams like coming back down to earth.
Yeah. Okay. So it's possible.
That's a crazy stat. Good stat.
That I've never heard anything like that. It really is incredible. Yesterday I declared the Mets dead in the division. And I want to do the same with the Cubs. I don't feel like I felt like they screwed up the trade deadline. We don't have to go back to that history. PCA has had a tough second half so far. Just hasn't gotten out of the gate fast.
There's been a lot of, like, when I watch Cubs games, the bats don't look great right now.
No, they don't. And remember, the first 3 months, they were as good an offense as we had in this game. They could do a lot. God, I want it to get close because I want both cities to be rocking in September. Those are fun places when every game means everything.
I think they will be, Chris. I think they will be. Offense is one of those things. They just snap out at any given moment.
Yeah. I know Brewers fans are going to hate it because if I say this and they'll say, well, why didn't you say that the Mets can overtake the Phillies? Because I really think the Phillies are like the team to beat in the National League. That's the way I feel. And so
I always feel that way, man. I do.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I think that, I'll let you know after the 5-gamer. But I would say right now there's still a little hope. Not a ton. I'd give it like a 12% chance of happening.
I'm looking at PCA's numbers here.
Not good.
No.
Not pretty.
It's crazy because in July he had a 984 OPS,
Mm-hmm.
but he's struggled mightily, I guess maybe at the end of July and then into August.
What is it now? 8 what?
823?
Oh, my gosh. Are you serious?
822 is on base percentage was never really ever spiked. It's not like his game. It's under 300 now at 296.
You know what? You know what we're going to have to do soon? We're going to have to start handicapping that National League MVP because he can't just be Ohtani because he's starting to throw 4 or 5 innings. I mean, although is anybody else? I mean, nobody on the Padres, nobody on the Brewers. PCA was there for the Cubs for a while, but he is heading the wrong direction. I don't know if anybody on Philly is worthy.
I'm getting it up right now for you.
It's probably not even close when it comes to the odds, is it?
Cal Raleigh overtook Aaron Judge.
No, I know that.
Which is awesome. Yeah, right now, it's Schwarber's the one that's people are talking about. Ohtani as currently minus 3,000.
Yeah, I guess it's not going to be close. You can't, we talked about it last week. Schwarber, you can't put in that because he doesn't play the field. So when they're basically even in homers,
this is
and everything
crazy. Yeah, I mean, no one's even close.
No, I guess it's over. I guess we don't have to talk.
In the American League, it's the same thing too. It's 2 guys. It's Cal or Judge.
Yeah. Yep. Speaking of Judge's team, the Yankees. They took it to your team. Did you sit down and even watch last night?
No, I didn't, Chris.
Okay.
I'm mad. I'm doing a Twins podcast after this. I'm mad at the Twins still.
Okay. Well,
Luke Keeschel.
The Yankees' superpower was on display yet again.
Byron, if he's high fly ball, deep right center, Buxton back on the track at the wall. See ya. A home run for Stanton. 2-0 Yanks.
We should just play a game one day where there's no announcers and you just hear the crack of the bat and see if you can guess which hitter it was. Because his has always sounded a little different.
I agree. He's a big boy. Hits the ball very hard.
So that is home run number 440. We like round numbers here because it keeps the math simple. 60 shy of that magic milestone. Do you think, though, he will become the first non-PED suspected power bat to reach the 500 homer milestone and not make it to Cooperstown?
I think there's a chance, Chris. I want him in the Hall of Fame. I think you can't just all of a sudden shut people up. I mean, the 500 homer club means you're in the Hall of Fame. It's always meant that, right? Like unless you're on PEDs, like you're saying.
Suspected of PEDs.
Suspected of PEDs. If you go over the numbers, though, it seems like he might be on the outside looking in. Like, they love the 7-year peaks. I kind of did that for him. 912 OPS, averaged per season 4.7 WAR. Those aren't like MVP Hall of Fame type numbers. Now, obviously, he's got an MVP 1. I believe he has an MVP 2. He's kind of got all the accolades, the other accolades that you'd want in a Hall of Fame guy. A 5-time Silver Slugger. He's got a ALCS MVP. He's got a World Series. Like, he doesn't.
Hold on, a World Series. What?
No.
No. He's got a World Series appearance,
not a World Series title. Sorry. I want him in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he gets voted in.
I don't think so either, because he's going to just crawl up the WAR board. He's not going to have a season where it's 5. The guy who is in the 500 home run club and in the Hall of Fame that has the lowest WAR is David Ortiz, and his is right around 55 or 56. Yes. And so Stanton, you could see his WAR this year, 1-1, even if he plays a full-ish season for him, which at this point of his career would be, 130 games, 135? That would be a great number for him. You probably don't see anything more than a 2.5 WAR. Is he going to do that, though, for 4 straight seasons after this? If he wants to keep playing? It just doesn't feel like it. So now it comes down to, he has great playoff numbers. He has almost a 1 dot. He has 18 postseason homers. We think he'll get another chance to add to that this year, although it's not guaranteed at this point. So he does have some things going for him, but I think overall, hell, it took Edgar Martinez, who's not in the 500 home run club, but was as consistent a bat as there was for like 12 to 15 years in this sport. It took him all the way to, I think, to the final year of eligibility to be voted in by the writers. And he played his first half of his career as a third baseman, but he was primarily known as a DH. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm a big Hall guy, so that's why
I am too.
I think, yes, 500 homers like automatically puts you in there, especially if you have no suspensions or suspected of PEDs.
Right.
But I know that's kind of like not how it works. I don't think he's going to get voted in.
Yeah, I don't.
In my Hall, you're in though, Giancarlo.
I think that's fair. So I would put him in 2. I do think there's still something magical about 500 home runs.
It's a lot of homers, Chris.
Well, let's play this game over the last 15 years. How many more guys would you say would terrify you more when they're in the batter's box with the game on the line than Giancarlo Stanton?
How many years back?
Over the last 15 years, let's just say.
I think there's a lot of guys that are better hitters than him.
I didn't say better hitters. I'm saying with the game on the line.
There's a lot of guys. I think he can strike out. Like, there's some holes there. Can he pump you at any given moment? Of course. I'm not that high on him as like
a clutch performer. You're not?
He's had moments. I'm not taking that away from him at all. But I think there's a lot of guys who I would pick over him. I could probably,
yeah, I guess so.
I'm thinking like 40 or 50.
Well, then what does he have going for him other than the 500 homers?
It's a counting stat. He's got the counting stat, man. I always tell people, think about it this way. That's 10 seasons of 50 homers.
Well, but that's not what it is.
I'm just saying, you have to really.
Nobody's ever done that.
Right, when you say 500, people are, yeah, 500. It's like, no, think about how many homers 500 is. 20 seasons of 25 homers.
Well, it's not that either.
It's not? What's the math?
Well, no, what I'm saying is for him, it's not, though.
Okay.
We've had some great, crazy years and some
Sure. I'm just trying to conceptualize 500, like trying to really break it down.
Well, I know, but his tail is so different, right? There, it just feels like there's a big donut hole in it at times.
Yeah.
I think he'll be one of those. Here's what I think. I think it's gotten to the point where writers don't want to see an empty class. We had one year where nobody went in. I think that was like 12, 13 years ago, and it was horrible. Horrible. I was like, what an embarrassment it is for the sport, because it was the first time where there were a bunch of suspected PEDs guys on the ballot at the same time. And so everybody was like, F it, I'm not going to vote for him. And it made the sport feel hollow. So I think that it's going to depend a little bit on who is around him on the ballot at the time.
I don't know, man. I don't think they vote that way. Like they have to put somebody in.
I think that's changed. I really do. I've talked to some guys. There are a lot of guys who feel like, for people that don't know, the writers can only vote for 10 people on the ballot every year. And you say, only? That sounds like a lot. Well, it is a lot, but I've talked to plenty of writers who feel like it should be open-ended. If you feel like there are 12 or 13 guys that belong on a given year, then we should be able to vote for those guys. I think it's going to be interesting. I would like to hear everybody's opinion on this one in the comments, because it's not an easy one. I think it's tough. God dang, I nailed these questions today.
Yeah, they're pretty good today.
Want to thank Mountain Dew for sponsoring today's episode. With bold flavors and a refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew, perfect for any occasion, whether it's those beach days, a boat day, out on the golf course day, going to the ballpark day, or just about anything in between. You know, we all just got together, the warehouse, Jersey City. Dalton's running around there like, who needs a Mountain Dew? Who needs a Mountain Dew? I mean, he was like the perfect bartender for our time together. So if you're not having an event at the warehouse anytime soon, but you're still trying to enjoy those last few days of summer, bring it with you. It's hot across the country. It is HOT hot. Mountain Dew will chill you out, have you feeling great, and give you a little pep in your step. So if that's what you're looking for, go grab yourself a Mountain Dew. Enjoy those final few days of summer before the grind begins. Rangers, Nathan Eovaldi. I was so excited to watch him last night. He's been on this incredible roll. He got tattooed by the Diamondbacks. Gave up 5 earned in 5 innings of work. 5 runs? That's what he had given up total in his previous 7 starts. Rangers were down 6-1 at one point, but they crawled their way back. They got within 1 in the 9th, and then these 2 magical things happen.
There's a swing and a drive. Deep out to right. It is gone! Rowdy Tellez ties it in the 9th. The 1-2. And there's a swing, and that one, if it stays fair, ends it. Fair ball! And the Rangers win it in the 10th.
Yeah, it's Jake Berger with the honors, who I believe did not start the game, but he obviously finished it. So the Rangers needed that after they got smoked at home by the Phillies over the weekend. Can this team win their second ring in 3 years if the offense doesn't wake up down the stretch?
It's going to be really difficult. Shout out Rowdy Tellez. Anytime he does anything, I love it.
Yeah,
He's
love
like
Rowdy.
One of my favorite guys. Man.
Love him.
Can they do it? It's going to be really difficult. You really do have to. You at least have to have like 3 guys on fire going into the postseason. I feel like they have the starting pitching to get it done. They have the pitching in general to get done. And shocking to me, they have the best defensive run saved number in all of baseball too. So you have that run prevention deal going for you. The problem is everybody kind of locks it in the postseason as far as run prevention, because you're only throwing your 3 best pitchers. You're really paring down the bullpen. So it becomes more of, okay, what kind of hitters do you have on your team? And they got some damn good ones. I mean, like Corey Seager is going to do it. There's no doubt about it. Can Wyatt Langford really, really step up for them? Can somebody else step up in the line? If that doesn't happen, I don't see them run preventing their way to a World Series title. I don't, Chris. So they have to have, like I said, I think 3 bats at minimum going where you see them in a potential matchup against these aces. These other teams are going to be able to throw against you in the top tier pitching. You have to have those going to have postseason success.
The answer is no. They can't. They are bottom quarter of the league in runs scored. Only the White Sox and Pirates have a lower team OPS. They're top 5 in steals, so when they do get on, they can make things happen with their feet. Adolis, Simeon, both hovering around 650 OPS. Jonah Heim, 600-ish. We've talked about the struggles of Jock. It hasn't been good. I think it's just one of these years for a lot of guys who have had successful major league careers, and I just don't see them putting it together enough for them.
Can I paint a picture for you where it could happen?
Well, of course, these guys have done it in
Corey
their career.
Seager goes nuts, right?
Yep.
Corey Seager goes nuts. Wyatt Langford becomes a hero, right?
Sure.
We see Jock Peterson have like a couple back end of the game-winning hits. And then Adolis Garcia comes out of nowhere. Like that to me seems like it could happen. Is it likely to happen? I don't think so. But that's a path.
Yes. The recipe has been there. They have an awful lot of guys that have had postseason success on this roster. I just don't think it's happening this year. There's weird. Look, the Atlanta Braves, you look at that team, although Acuna's down again right now, and you're like, how the hell are they where they are right now? Really? With all that talent? Sometimes it just doesn't line up.
Yeah.
And I think that offensively for this squad, which is such a shame because Eovaldi has been fantastic. DeGrom has been here every step of the way in 2025. I really think that he felt like he missed out, obviously, in 2023 and wanted his crack at it. They could squeak into the postseason. They're only 2.5 games back of the Yanks for that last one. They only have to jump over Cleveland to get there, so they could get in there. I don't think they're going to win the AL West, but they could get in the postseason. Just don't see them putting together enough run offensively. Don't see it. Okay. Nothing wrong with it. All right, we are back at it again on Wednesday. Mr. Plouffe will be on the road. Jimmy Norp, I'm excited to work with him. I know he did a great job filling in while I was over doing American Gladiators. So very excited. Great. Oh, yeah, he's got great energy, and I like the way he talks. Hey, Rose.
He's great, dude.
He's got good energy. I'm a Jimmy Norp fan. All right, we're almost at hump day. It's moving along. Got baseball humming along. NFL stuff's good. This is a good time college football's right around the corner. Don't be one of those that says, oh, no, let's just focus on one sport. That drives me nuts. I hate hearing it when I work at NFL. They're like, you're a baseball guy. I'm like, I'm a freaking sports guy. I love sports. I'm a big fan of what it means. Passion, energy, excitement. You can enjoy 2 different kinds of ice cream. Hey, we don't have to eat just one kind of ice cream every time. You can enjoy multiple. So enjoy your multiple sports, because I certainly will. Travel safely, my friend. Travel safely. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, our awesome intern, Sawyer, that is the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. We will see you early on Wednesday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by Mountain Dew.